Okay, it says it's recording. All right. Um, all right, guys. My name is Brooke Sperling, and I am head of Team Made to Love. And we are a group of crazy, loving, kind health and fitness coaches. And today we're going to bring some fire, I hope, because I have just had it burning in me for the last couple of days as Wes was leaving, and I was writing all my stuff down that I needed to get done because I'm going on a trip to see Tony Robbins tomorrow. So I am kind of pushing for things because my schedule is going to be crazy once again, but in a wonderful way. So some of you guys, let's see. Okay, so I want to start out today because every time I see someone post that we have this many weeks until Thanksgiving or this many weeks till Christmas, it blows my mind. Like, I cannot believe that we're at the end of October. And as much as I love this season, I know that this season feels crazy overwhelming and kind of we feel blah just in so many ways. And I'm not sure why. You know, I know God puts us through things where we need to change it up and we need to reevaluate and we need to maybe set new goals or do things differently. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, because I'm going to start out with a question. You can think about this as we go through the call. Where do you want to see yourself at the end of 2015? And I looked at some of my coaches, you know, and I looked at my past leaderboards that I've had made, and I've watched. It looks, you know, kind of like this, that coaches do this, and I know that a lot of top coaches, a lot of successful coaches, really push for elite points. And I'm not sure if you know where elite points come from, but they come from what your personally sponsored coaches are doing. And if your personally sponsored coaches are making Success Club, that's more elite points for you. And maybe it's a blessing for me because I don't get the Team Beachbody email for elite points, and I get every other Team Beachbody email, but I don't get that one. So I don't get a monthly update for what my elite points are. So it's not necessarily a like flashing focus for me every single month. Although I do try to lead by example. And I hope that you guys see that in me, that I try to lead by example, because that's really important for me. It's important for me as a mother. It's important for me teaching my kids to grow up and be a loving, supportive spouse. It's, you know, in a lot of areas, I try to lead by example. And so figuring out what kind of coach you are from the get-go is pretty important when you're looking at, you know, I guess what you're going to do with your business. So we're getting to a time of year that we can evaluate what our progress has been, how much money we've invested in personal development, how many actions we've taken with our personal development, how many Super Saturdays we've gone to, how many conferences we've gone to, how, if we went to Summit, how much money we spent there, if not for anything, but for tax deductions. But looking at all that time that you've invested. I told a coach this morning that a year ago, this past weekend, we were in Vegas together doing some serious personal development, learning how to be a really great network marketer with Eric Worre. And Jelena, you were there. It was an amazing, amazing weekend. And you got to hear all of these success stories and all of these millionaires under 30. And that information can be overwhelming, except if you walk away and say, I'm going to translate that into my life, that I'm going to take this and I'm going to push myself to do this in this amount of time, you know, what does that require? So I wrote down some things that I feel like we can all, if we take the time today to evaluate where our progress is over the year, what we've invested in this, what our fitness journey is, the personal development that we've done. And if you look at your months and where you're if you think back, if you did well or if you didn't, you know, I know a lot of coaches put up a dry erase board and write down what their points were for every single month. But that's easy. You can go back and look in your back office and look at your Success Club qualifications and see where you are. But what I want you to look at from right now till the end of the year is, where's your passion? What is your passion in this business right now? Has it shifted? Has it changed? Because it does, just like seasons do. It does, because we might not have this excitement switch that we flipped on because we have a lot of chaos going on in our life. And the passion could just be, I've just got to do what I need to do to reach my monthly goals, and I'm not thinking past that. Evaluate where your passion is and how you're working on that every single day to fuel it, to fire it, because, you know, that's what's going to keep us going every single day. Evaluate what your vision is with this business. I I absolutely love looking at coaches that have been successful, and they might not call it their vision. They might not call it their, I know that they have a vision board. But when you talk about your business, do you talk about, I have this vision that my life looks like this, that my health looks like this, that my family time looks like this? What does your vision look like? And how do you think about that every single day when you're doing your business? How do you think about that when you're talking to your coaches, when you're pushing your coaches, when you're talking to new coaches? Do you talk about your vision to them on what your why is and how strong your why is? Okay, last thing is goals. So evaluate where your goals are. Evaluate what your goals are. And if you haven't been keeping note of goals, because since August when school started that life has been crazy and you haven't even wrote down your goals, you don't have to tell me. I am not mad. If you need to change up your goals and, you know, either lower them or raise them, whatever it is, evaluate those and see where you're at. Because seriously, guys, we have a little over 8 weeks left of this month. Good 8 weeks. And it's crazy to think about that we're going to start a new year. And if you aren't kind of walking on eggshells a little bit, that we're going to finish out a new year with Beachbody, and if you're sitting in the same place that you were last year, or sitting in the same place that you were when you signed up or close to it, then it's time to take action in those three things: passion, vision, and goals. If you are not understanding what your why is, or if your why is shifting, then write a new why down. But I hear over and over that my coaches, or my coach friends want to have more time with their family, or they want to get out of debt. And I don't see anything change with that. And so, and I've listened to Scotty Hobbs and I've listened to some of the coaches, and it's hard to hear this, and it's hard to hear tough love, to hear me say that you've got to make sacrifices. You've got to maybe sleep less and cut corners on stuff that you're doing, make quick meals for your family, or have things set up, do better meal prep so that you can, spend less time cooking and getting things cleaned up, and or lowering some of your expectations on all those things so that you can push yourself. But it has to be a fire that you light every single day. It has to be something that burns in you every single day. And the only way to fuel that is to take action and to do your vital behaviors and to push yourself, to not get discouraged, to have positive thinking, and to do your personal development. I see so much success in people when I hear that they're doing personal development things. Like Jelena said, she was listening to a Chalene Johnson. It was probably a Periscope. I don't know what it was, but listening to that kind of stuff pretty often is going to fuel you for action and for work. There is so much to be said about replacing negative thoughts and your negative mind to think, things. I think Meg Wazinski posted today, and I was just thinking the whole time that Wes was here and the whole time that we were on our trip, that occasionally I would think, I guess I can't do this. I guess I can't make it happen this month. I can't make Success Club because I have 1 million distractions and I have all these priorities that needs to happen. And I feel bad for having to choose between the two. And I don't want to have to choose between the two. And, that's just my life this year. And whether it's easy or not, I just am dealing with it. But thinking that I can't do it and having those things in my head. Yesterday, after I got home, I thought, I can't think like that anymore. I've got to sit down and do the things that I know to do, whether I feel like it or not, whether I have that fire burning strongly or not. I know that my passion is there and I know the vision is there of what I want. And those things aren't going away. Those things are not going away, that I want to spend more time with my family. And I don't want my husband to work for the rest of his life and we spend more and more time apart. I know the things that I want for our family. And, I truly have a passion to help people, and I have a passion to help moms feel better and feel better in their skin. So, evaluating where that is for you. I would love it if, I have some strong coaches here on the call. I would love it if you guys would speak up and talk, maybe if you're willing to evaluate where you're at right now and share, just some honesty and put something out there. If you would, you can unmute yourself, I think, and do some talking. But please, please, please share. Hi, Rachel.
Hi. I was going to say, for me, Natasha and I were just talking. We were talking about how we need a plan. Like sometimes we'll go like by the seat of our pants or like day by day. And so I know for me personally, I need like a written out monthly plan of how I want to reach my goals. And I was doing good for a while, and then in the middle of like selling our house and family coming to town and getting sick, like I feel like I've been thrown like way off track. So my goal is within the next week to start writing down things again so I can kind of get restarted again. So that's kind of where I am, because I feel like when I have something written down, it's easier to follow and it keeps me accountable versus whatever was in my mind. Then you kind of forget when you get busy.
Sure.
So that's my big thing, is I need to go back and rewrite things.
What is your why that you work off of every single day? Why do you show up to do the business? Why do you even want to make a plan?
Why do I want to make a plan? The big ultimate goal would be to continue to help my health and fitness, and hopefully it will spread off to family and friends. But financial freedom is a big one. Mm-hmm. That's a big part of it. Mm-hmm. That would be my why.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate it. All right. Natasha, are you wanting to share?
Basically, Rachel just kind of just said everything that, that I've been thinking here lately, just kind of resetting. And a lot of things for me takes, I guess, like I go through the process.
Right.
And I'm at that point where, I've got to look at this differently, like you said, as a business. And of course, the big why is financial freedom and, bring Clint home. And just, reset, plan, and look ahead. I think, the Diamond Group has been really good this month, and just getting your priorities and getting, looking a whole month ahead and figuring out what you want to invite for. And slowly, I guess, detaching from Amy and trying to get up on my own and starting my own challenge groups. And I feel like I'd be more, feel more organized if it's me running it. And so that's where I'm trying to get to, is organized.
Well, thank you for sharing that, because I know your why, and you are very clear about it, and I love that, because it's what pulls us out of the muddy waters when we don't feel like doing things, and even if it forces us to reevaluate and maybe change it up. I talked with a success partner last night that she's been a coach about the same time as me. And, there's a lot of things that go into play when you're trying to build a team and you're trying to build a business. Is you can't do it blindly, and you can't do it uneducated. So many coaches don't think it's important. When you get this far into it, most of you have been a coach for a while now, but when you get this far into it, do you understand the numbers in it? Do you understand that you need to, how team cycle bonus works, and what it looks like to have residual income? Because I knew what I was working for. And if you're in Kelly's group and you see her, April and I toggle between having the most team cycles every week. And last night my friend said, "How on earth have you done that?" I said, "Well, I've done that over a 12-month period, that I planned and I understood it, and I planned and I understood it even more, the more that it was starting to happen and put into play, how I wanted residual income and how I needed that to look for my family and financially, and that I was constantly working towards that. And every time that I would sign up a coach, I would look at where they need to go to benefit them and to benefit me. And so it's constantly looking at that, no matter how tired you are. If you're signing up a coach at 10 o'clock at night because they've drained you all day long, don't be too tired to go into your online office and look at where your placement is, so that they don't mess up. You don't put them in the wrong place. Check and double check and triple check what your numbers are and where you're going, because it might seem small right now, and it might seem crazy for you to be planning and checking and thinking and drawing out. And I think I have some paper right here. But what I used to do on a weekly basis is let me write it out. I should have done this. That I would write out all of my coaches, especially with where you guys are. Every single week I would visualize where my coaches are. Like, I would put myself at the top. I would write all of their names in the spots that they were. And then all my prospects, I would place them as if they were there. And I would take that and I would pray over it. And I'm like, God, if they are meant to be right here, then you put them here. Because, we are visual people. I don't care who you are. You could be a numbers person, if you could be anything, but it's not like you see numbers floating in the air. You see them on paper. So, this is a vision that I had to have coaches, and I had my best friends on that list, and I still even have one. I have all my stuff packed up for my trip, but I still even have one that I have people that I've either, been talking to or praying about for 6 months to be on my team. If you're planning like it's going to happen. Believe that it's going to happen. Believe that you're going to sign them up. Rachel would be the first person to tell you that I had her on my genealogy for a year before she ever said yes. And it's all about visualizing what you want for your team. And if you take you translate this into your dreams of your life. Because if you want these kind of people in your life and in your business and working with every single day, every single one of you that's on the call, I could go on a retreat with you and have a blast, because we've designed it just like that. So if you're having your team calls with your coaches and you're talking to them, hopefully they are those same people that you have visualized spending time with. I mean, Natasha and I went to our Super Saturday, and we could have the next morning flown off on a beach trip and had a blast together because we could talk for hours. And you want that for your coaches. You want that for your team. You want that for your life. And, in the hard times that I've had, if I was not working off of my vision and my passion to help moms and to help you guys build your team and to help you grow and to help you understand and to help you learn, I probably would not be the person that I am this year, because this year is so hard. And when I look at what my purpose is now outside of being a mom, that I absolutely love helping other women, and I love to help people understand this. Even when people sign up and they're kind of like, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I don't really understand what this is. And all those videos that you sent me, I don't understand what Team Cycle Bonus is. And I'm like, but you will, because as soon as you start doing this, this, and this, you will want to understand, because it's what is going to produce fruit in your life. It's going to, the actions that you take, fruit produces. And so if you're taking zero action, you're going to have zero fruit. And that, if that's what you want, that's fine. But if you have written down your why, dig it out underneath all your papers or your books and see if your actions right now are measuring up to your why of why you want to do this. And, if you've had a bad month, so be it. Life happens, but you've got to bounce back at some point. And we're on what day is it? The 20th. We have 11 days left in this month. 11 days. I've seen people turn diamond in 11 days. Jelena and I think about this all the time. I don't know if she remembers it, but we were we were front seaters at our first summit. When we would go into workshops, we would, stand in line and get the front seat almost every single time. Poor Wes, he learned where to find us after some point, but we were eager to learn. And we met this really awesome guy. He was a young guy, and he said he made diamond in like 19 days. He made it in his first month of coaching. He was like, I didn't even know what I was doing. And I just kept signing people up, and they were signing people up. And he's like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I did it. And I thought, my goodness, someone that went into it blindly was able to do that. And we get all frazzled and frustrated and, oh, this coach is not paying their fee, or, oh, this coach canceled their Shakeology, or I have these inactive people. So what? Keep working your butt off. When I told Corey last night, I said, you know what? When I see that I have coaches that are inactive, I'm like, it just like this fire burns in me. I've got to get 5 more people on that leg, because I have 12 people inactive. And if they want to go inactive, so what? If they don't want to do Shakeology, so what? That's on them. But it doesn't affect me, because I'm going to work my butt off. I choose to feel like that. And I hope that you choose to feel like that. Don't worry if people cancel. Don't worry if people go inactive. Work your butt off to fix it for you, and to find new people that will want it more than these people that are inactive or canceling. So I just had to bring the fire on you, because I know I'm about to have 5 days with Tony Robbins that I'm going to come back probably brain dead. But, this time of year we have so much working against us, that I hope that you are in the trenches doing all the stuff that you need to be doing. That's all I have for today. So does anyone have any questions? I know I have a couple people that called in, so I can't see you raise your hand or anything. So just start talking if you have questions.
Awesome help. Thank you. It was really good. Very encouraging.
Good. I'm glad. Sorry I have this missing little thing here, but I encourage you today, if you're reevaluating yourself, draw yourself a family tree of your Beachbody and keep it right next to you as you're working, and write people's name down. And if they give you 10, no's, cross them off, and then draw a new one when you're out of space on that. So, and when you have your success partner, talk to them about that and do that with them, because the most encouraging and motivational thing is to do that, with someone, or have some accountability with someone about your family trip that you're working on here. Alrighty, girls, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.